You work hard, you earn decent money, but somehow at the end of every month, you're left wondering, where did it all go? You're not alone. The average American saves less than 5% of their income. Credit card debt is at an all-time high, and most people are one bad month away from a financial crisis. But here's what's fascinating. Japan, a country with one of the highest costs of living in the world, has a household savings rate nearly 3 times higher than the US. Japanese people consistently save more, spend smarter, and carry far less financial stress. And they don't do it by working 3 jobs or following complicated investment strategies. They do it through habits, tiny, almost invisible habits that are built into their daily life. Today, I'm going to show you 7 of those habits, and once you understand them, you'll realize that saving money was never about willpower. It was always about design. Before we get into the habits, let me ask you something. When you think about saving money, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Cutting things you love? Budgeting spreadsheets? Feeling restricted? That's the Western approach, and that's exactly why it doesn't work long term. The Japanese approach is completely different. It's not about restriction. It's about awareness, intention, and respect for what you have. Let's break it down. Habit 1. Mottainai, the art of wasting nothing. In Japan, there's a word that has no direct English translation. That word is mottainai. It roughly means, what a waste. But it's more than just a phrase. It's a feeling, a deep cultural discomfort with throwing things away or using more than you need. When a Japanese grandmother finishes her tea, she doesn't throw the tea leaves. She uses them to clean the floor. When a piece of clothing gets worn out, it becomes a cleaning rag before it ever becomes trash. When food is left over, it becomes tomorrow's lunch, beautifully repurposed. This philosophy eliminates an entire category of spending that most people never even notice: replacement spending. Think about it. How many times have you bought something new because you didn't take care of the old one? How much food have you thrown away this week? How many half-used products are sitting under your sink right now? Mottainai says, before you buy, ask yourself, have I fully used what I already have? This one mindset shift alone can save the average person hundreds of dollars every single month without changing their lifestyle at all. Habit 2. Kakeibo, the Japanese art of saving money. In 1904, a Japanese journalist named Hani Motoko introduced a simple budgeting system to help housewives manage family finances. She called it Kakeibo, which literally means household financial ledger. Over 100 years later, it's still used across Japan, and it works because of one reason. It makes spending emotional, not just mathematical. Here's how it works. At the beginning of every month, you write down 4 questions. How much money do I have? How much do I want to save? How much am I spending? And how can I improve? Then, at the end of every month, you reflect. You write by hand, not on an app, not on a spreadsheet, by hand, because the physical act of writing forces you to slow down and actually feel your financial decisions. Studies show that people who track spending by hand spend an average of 20% less than those who use apps or don't track at all. You don't need a special journal, you don't need any fancy system, just a notebook, a pen, and 4 questions every month. That's Kakeibo. Habit 3. The envelope system. Spend what's in the envelope, nothing more. Japan is one of the most cash-based societies in the developed world, and that's not an accident. When you pay with a card or your phone, money feels invisible. It's just a number changing on a screen. But when you physically hand over cash, when you watch the bills leave your hand, your brain processes it differently. Psychologists call this the pain of paying, and cash makes that pain real. Japanese households traditionally use what's called the Fukuro Bunkei system, dividing cash into envelopes for different spending categories: groceries, transportation, entertainment. Each envelope has a limit. When the envelope is empty, the spending stops. No negotiation, no "I'll make up for it next month." When it's gone, it's gone. You don't have to go fully cash-based to use this principle. You can replicate it digitally with separate accounts or spending limits. But if you've never tried physical cash envelopes, try it for just 1 month. Most people are genuinely shocked by how much their spending drops. Habit 4. Buy less but buy better. Walk into any Japanese store and you'll notice something strange compared to Western stores. Less choice, fewer options, smaller quantities, but higher quality. This reflects a deep cultural value. It is better to own one excellent thing than 5 mediocre ones. In the West, we've been conditioned by fast fashion, fast furniture, fast everything. We buy cheap because we think we're saving money, but cheap things break. Cheap things need replacing. Cheap things cost you more over time. The Japanese term shokunin refers to a craftsman who dedicates their entire life to perfecting one skill, making one product with absolute devotion. That level of intentionality extends to how Japanese consumers buy too. Before any purchase, Japanese culture encourages asking yourself, will I still want this in 10 years? Is this the best version of this thing I can afford right now? Or am I buying this because it's on sale and I'm emotionally triggered? This habit alone could change your entire relationship with shopping, because most of what we buy impulsively, and impulsive buying is one of the biggest invisible drains on your finances. Habit 5. Kaizen for your finances. Improve by just 1% every month. You've probably heard of Kaizen, the Japanese philosophy of continuous incremental improvement. It's the principle that made Toyota one of the most efficient companies in the world. But most people don't apply Kaizen to their personal finances, and that's a massive missed opportunity. Here's what financial Kaizen looks like in practice. This month, find one subscription you don't use and cancel it. Next month, cook at home 1 extra day per week. The month after that, negotiate a better rate on one bill. None of these changes feel significant, but here's the math. If you save just $50 more per month and invest it consistently over 20 years at average market returns, that's over $30,000. Small changes, compounded over time, that's the Kaizen approach to wealth. The reason most people fail at saving money is they try to change everything at once. They make dramatic cuts, they feel deprived, they give up within a week. Kaizen says, don't change everything, change one tiny thing, master it, then change one more. That's sustainable. That's how real financial transformation happens. Habit 6. The power of empty space. In Japanese design, architecture, and even music, there's a concept called ma. It means negative space, the intentional pause, the meaningful gap. In finances, ma translates to something powerful, the 24-hour rule. Before buying anything that isn't essential, Japanese minimalist culture encourages waiting. Not forever, just long enough for the emotional impulse to fade. Because here's the truth about modern spending. Most purchases are emotionally driven. You see something, you feel excitement, your brain releases dopamine, and before that feeling fades, you're already checked out. The 24-hour rule breaks that cycle. You write down what you want, you wait 1 full day, and then you ask yourself honestly, do I still want this? Do I actually need it? Or was I just caught in the moment? Research consistently shows that around 60% of impulse purchases are regretted within 24 hours, which means waiting 1 day can eliminate more than half of your unnecessary spending. Ma teaches us that the empty space, the pause, is not wasted time, it's where wisdom lives. Habit 7. Ikigai and intentional spending. Spend only on what gives your life meaning. This last habit is the most powerful one, and it's the one most people never think about. Ikigai, as many of you know, means your reason for being, the thing that makes you feel alive, the intersection of what you love, what you're good at, what the world needs, and how you can sustain yourself doing it. But Ikigai isn't just a career concept, it's a spending concept too.
When you know your Ikigai, when you know what truly matters to you, you automatically stop spending money on things that don't align with it. You stop buying things to impress people you don't care about. You stop purchasing experiences you don't actually enjoy. You stop filling emotional voids with objects. Instead, you spend intentionally. You invest in the things that genuinely light you up, and you let go of everything else without guilt. This is why Japanese minimalists can live comfortably on a fraction of what Western consumers spend. Not because they deprive themselves, but because they've done the internal work of figuring out what actually makes them happy. And it turns out, real happiness is far cheaper than the fake version we've been sold. So let's bring it all together. 7 Japanese money habits, none of them complicated, none of them painful, all of them quietly powerful. Mottainai teaches you to waste nothing. Kakeibo makes your spending emotional and intentional. The envelope system makes the pain of spending real. Buying less but better stops the replacement cycle.
Kaizen builds wealth through tiny, consistent steps. Ma gives you the pause that protects you from impulse. And Ikigai aligns every dollar you spend with what actually matters to you. Here's the truth. You don't have a money problem. You have a habits problem. And habits can be changed. Not overnight, not dramatically, but one tiny shift at a time. Pick one habit from this list, just one. Try it for the next 30 days and watch what happens. Because the Japanese didn't build one of the world's most financially stable cultures through luck or discipline or sacrifice. They built it through design, through tiny decisions made consistently over a lifetime. And that's something anyone can do, including you. If this video changed how you think about money, subscribe, because every week we break down the habits, philosophies, and systems that quietly separate people who thrive from people who just survive. And I'll see you in the next one.